All aboard, dude. I was going for a California vibe, and I immediately regretted it.
Yeah, you didn't really get that there. Hello, everyone. We're going off the rails, our Disney show dedicated to tangents. I am your conductor, Craig, and joining me along on this wild ride today is Jackie.
Hi, guys.
Rhino.
Hello.
And then our special guest for this episode, because Denny's going to be out for just a temporary amount of time. She will be back soon. But in the meantime, we have to continue going off the rails. So we are joined this week by special guest Kevin. Hello.
Hi.
Kevin, since this is your first introduction to everyone out there watching and listening to Off the Rails, can you tell us a little bit about who you are and why you're here?
Okay, so hi everyone. My name's Kevin. I am a YouTuber. My channel's name is Bello Kevy. I run around the theme parks, Disney, Universal, SeaWorld, Busch Gardens, all of them. I just moved here from New York, so everything is a learning process for me. So I'm figuring out the parks, and we're just doing it together on my channel.
That's awesome. So everyone, go out there and make sure to subscribe to Kevin's channel so you can.
I like how you always say hi, friend. You always say okay, friends. You always call everybody friends.
Okay,
it's
friends.
my favorite part of your
Friends,
videos.
yeah.
It's really.
It's quite the opposite of
Sometimes
us.
I have to cut it out because there's just too many. Okay, friends. Okay, friends.
Yeah,
Okay, friends.
I know. Craig and I just talked about how we need to stop ending sentences with so.
But.
So we'll do whatever. So, but, and then it's just a trail off, or you start recording a video and you always go, okay, so now I've done this thing. Okay, so now, and I'm like, oh my gosh, I don't need to say okay every single time.
Yeah.
Right. It's like, all right.
Yeah.
A true problem that we all
It's hard
have.
not to.
We're working through it, though. Every single day, we're getting better at it, hopefully. But
Maybe.
we should start talking about this week's topic, which is a surprise to everyone who is here as part of this panel. And we're going to get to that in a second. But before we do, of course, I have to remind you that this show is brought to you by Dreams Unlimited Travel, the experts at helping you plan the perfect Disney vacation. If you like us, you want to support our content, please consider using Dreams Unlimited Travel. Costs you no extra money. Get that free, no obligation quote today at dreamsunlimitedtravel.com. And besides subbing to Kevin's YouTube channel, make sure you're also subscribed to ours here, hitting that thumbs up, leaving comments, questions, video suggestions, all of that good stuff. And I'll be looking all through it and taking extra notes and details in as I'm reading through it all. And then if you're a listener, please make sure you're subscribed wherever you do listen to podcasts. And also, if you're listening through Apple Podcasts, leave us a good 5-star rating and review, and that will make me very, very happy. But let's get on with the show. As I said, this is a surprise this week of what are we talking about. So here y'all are going to find out for the first time. This is a user. I don't know why I called them users. This is someone on YouTube who left a comment.
Are we in Tron right now?
A user suggested this, and I did not write down their name. Maybe actually they didn't suggest this, and this is just what I don't remember. It doesn't matter now at this point. I'm already going in tangents before we get to the tangents. Today we're going to say what our perfect day is at Walt Disney World. No, it's not April 25th. We're already into May. We're all past that. And it is already too hot. So there's no light jackets involved in our perfect day back on April 25th, way back when. But today we're going to talk a little bit about what would go into our perfect days. We don't have to describe it all in detail, but I just want us to start throwing out the things that we would want at Walt Disney World to help make for the perfect day. Like for me, I'll just get it going right away. The start of my perfect day at Walt Disney World would start at 7 a.m. when I'm up on my phone first thing in the morning trying to book a boarding group for Rise of the Resistance.
Oh, okay. I was like, who on God's I don't. Up that early.
Yeah, no, it's for that because I don't know how you could have a perfect day at Walt Disney World if you're going to Hollywood Studios. How it can't be perfect without having Rise of the Resistance. I'm not going to get into spoiler territory because I believe we talked to Kevin on Monday about it, and you still haven't done Rise of the Resistance, right? Yeah. So I'm not
Neither
gonna.
have I.
And neither is Jackie there.
I'm very
And there's-
You're
triggered.
not.
Yeah.
I'm very tricky.
Oh.
I know you're going to get to do it eventually, as soon as those annual passes.
I don't even have an annual pass.
I know. You're gonna get one though. They're gonna open them
Yeah.
up to Florida residents.
I bet by the fall. But I'd be shocked if they're
The
not back by like
fall?
September. Yeah. Well, maybe summer. I don't know. Who knows? That.
Hopefully.
But for me, definitely Rise of the Resistance would play into what would be a perfect day for me. It is definitely right now the pinnacle of Disney attractions available. And even if I got the 7 a.m. boarding group, I technically wouldn't want to go and ride it first thing in the morning. I don't really like Hollywood Studios first thing in the morning that much. I'm more of a type of person that would like to park hop to Hollywood Studios later in the day and end out my night there. But for me too, with that being said, I would start out in my morning by going to Magic Kingdom and rope dropping Magic Kingdom after I already secured that boarding group for Rise of the Resistance for later in the day, because I want to do attractions. That's why I come to Walt Disney World and visit it. And you get to Magic Kingdom early enough, you can knock out a lot really early in the morning. You can, jump on Pirates of the Caribbean before it gets too insane. Space Mountain, a lot of these classics that just get into that high wait time later on in the day. Seven Dwarfs Mine Train. I don't want to wait 75 minutes for that in the middle of the day and have a chance for a thunderstorm come or that ride breaks down all the time as well too. I don't want to be standing outside extra long in the middle of the day for that. So a perfect day for me would involve Magic Kingdom as early as possible.
Let me ask you, because I feel like we're skipping a small thing here. What about food? Are you a breakfast person? Are you a go out to eat for breakfast? So is there like an aim along this way? Like, have you left your hotel or are you in Magic Kingdom super early to go and eat breakfast somewhere? I don't know. What are you doing? What are you eating? Tell me.
No, I'm not. Me personally.
All the details.
Me personally, in this scenario, I'm gonna sit through those first attractions in the morning with that stomach rumble going on, because I'm gonna wait for lunch to really get going. I don't care about breakfast that much. I mean, sometimes I want it. If I'm really hungry and grumpy, I'm gonna want a breakfast, but I don't. That's not part of my perfect day, is to include breakfast. I mean, what is breakfast but pastries, eggs, waffles,
cereal?
What is breakfast but lunch persisting?
Breakfast is the most important meal of the day, Craig.
That's why I wake up every morning and eat steak. It's very good for me.
And he's trying to have a heart attack,
Craig's out there on the grill.
Yeah, it's if you're not doing steak for breakfast with eggs, then I don't know what you're doing. But that's breakfast. I can skip out on that. But I want us to bounce around and throw ideas in. Where's any of your?
Well, let me ask.
Starting? Okay.
Either of you guys, are either of you guys going to a breakfast meal or anything like that? Because personally, for me, I am not a big go out to eat breakfast person. I'd rather sit down and do lunch or dinner somewhere. Because I'm not a huge sit down restaurant at Walt Disney World type of a person, but I do like to have if it's our one day, we're going to do a little special something or other. But breakfast, I'm usually it's usually the granola bar or oatmeal or whatever. And then I got snacks in the old Sandy Fanny, because that's got my wipes and my hand sanitizers and some granola in there for me for later when I get snacky. But yeah, because I'm with you. I'm probably just trying to go to a park, but I don't know. Do either of you, Jackie or Kevin, do you guys go to eat somewhere? Is that part of your day?
No, I'm not a breakfast person.
No,
just get me into the park. Boom.
Yeah, we love going out for breakfast, but for part of my perfect day, it doesn't involve going out for breakfast per se. So it involves being at the Magic Kingdom front entrance as early as possible. And it also involves hearing the whistle blow of the railroad, which is not running right now. So, but this is just in my dreams. We hear that. And so we are excited. Yes, because we're there. It's my favorite. And there's just something about that, when you hear that, you just know that things are turning, they're
Yeah.
getting moving, they're starting their day. And there's an excitement that I can feel building when I hear those whistles blow.
Magic is happening.
Oh, it's happening, and I can't wait to get in. And so then we go in, and the trolley is there, and everybody's dancing, and you're just soaking in all of that, everything going around you. They're getting their morning started, they're dancing, the little vehicles are coming up and down the street. And then we duck into Starbucks and grab our favorite drink and maybe a blueberry scone, and that's breakfast as we're walking under that Cinderella castle and going back to Fantasyland, hopping on our favorite rides. I mean, like Craig said, you can get so many rides in the morning because, people were out late the night before. And I find that they have all these good intentions of getting up early, but they don't. So the parks are always low in crowds in the morning. And my favorite part about the morning is that the sun is usually still sleeping. So we don't have to deal with that ridiculous hot orb.
Yeah. However, I really, Jackie, one day I want to see the world through your eyes because
it's a musical.
Everything, yeah. It's like I feel like the 500 Days of Summer when he has the musical fantasy scene. I feel like that's what Jackie lives constantly, and I've never.
I was literally imagining like every guest like twirling and doing like a box step as she like came in and was like, and the camera's spinning around her and
very enchanted.
The Starbucks and they're like, your drink, madam.
Yes.
Enchanted.
Enchanted.
Yes.
Enchanted. You're talking
That's
about
how you know.
Yes.
Exactly.
That's Jackie's reality.
I love that movie so much.
Kevin,
that's so funny.
Where are you starting in the morning?
I have to start at Magic Kingdom.
What's the go-to rides first thing in the morning?
Well, I have to ride the ferry in because it's like the most magical thing. You get to see Cinderella Castle come through, and then as soon as you get there, just go straight to Seven Dwarfs, just straight there because it'll get wild. So that's where I'm starting.
That's a decent start. Rhino, you never shared yours, did you?
Yeah, I think I agree with all of you that I'm with you, Craig, 100% that the perfect day does involve a ride on Rise of the Resistance. There's no question with that. And I definitely don't start the morning at Hollywood Studios either because I do specifically want to at least be there in the afternoon or the evening because I'm going to spend some time in a place that I'll save for a little bit later that I think we all know what I'm going to say. But I think a day, if you only have that one day and you want it to be a perfect day, I think there's no way that you can't go see the castle, right? Like, and for me, I was trying to think while you guys were talking, I was trying to stall to just like run through the attractions through my head at Magic Kingdom. Like, I'm like, what's the one I've got to like run and race over to? And actually, I don't know that there's one that I'm like, that's the one I start with. That's where I go to. Like, I definitely would love a relaxing ride on the People Mover at some point, but I don't start my day with that. That's like your take a break ride. I mean, I would definitely want to go on Carousel of Progress, and Haunted Mansion and the classics. There's no question it would involve. I'd probably go back to Big Thunder Mountain. Me and train whistles but I'm with Jackie too. There is something about first thing in the morning when it's like not hot and the sun is kind of coming up and you do hear that train whistle. I associate that also with like that gives me that Disneyland feel too because it's always like we're always up early when we're out there, and so it's just always one of those where I'm like, here we go, the day is going. But for me, I think I want to go in. I just really like taking pictures. Like I like really taking like fun photos of people. So I'm imagining on this perfect day, I'm with like friends or family or something like that. So I want to be like right away, let's get up here. Let's take like 1,000 photos in front of this castle. Then let's go over to like the purple wall and take 1,000 photos over there. Let's see if Peter Pan's queue isn't extended past that Neverland map. Maybe we could get some pictures over there. And just like, I don't know. I'm really into that experience lately because I just really love where you can kind of somebody thinks you're just like taking a photo, and then the photo you deliver is just like is a little bit above like their expectation. I don't want to be like, oh, I take amazing photos or anything like that, but I just love I love being able to like just surprise somebody with like a really good, like really awesome photo. And I think Magic Kingdom is like ripe for those places to do that in. And especially in the morning when it's not like super crowded. My only problem with starting at Magic Kingdom is I am with Kevin. I do think the ferry is the more of the magical, like I think it's you go in one way, you come out the other way, whichever way you're going. So we always did ferry at night, but I do love the idea of the ferry in the morning being like, here it comes. It's like appearing over the waterway. But it's such, I just have not had any good experiences lately of getting in and out of that park using the ferry or the monorail, that it is like, it for me is starting my day in a really kind of crappy, stressful scenario where it is taking me an hour to get from my car into the park. And that's just me being a local, I think, having to have driven 45 minutes to get there and then to take the other, whatever. I know there are people driving like 24 hours to get here, but I just, that's the only part. So I'm like, I guess start it, get it out of the way. So it's not slowing you down later in the day or anything like that. And you can take in that experience from there.
I think with the ferry boat, you definitely do need to get there early. You can get there right if the park opens at 9 or 8, you can get there right like 5-10 minutes before that time and still have a decent ride. But when you get on the ferry boat a good like 30 minutes before park opening, usually that's when you're going to have a better, more relaxing experience. And on top of that too, I love those days where it's kind of hazy and foggy and over the ride as you're going across the lake and there's some patches of fog around and it adds this extra air of mystery to your trip, to your journey over to Magic Kingdom. It really,
sorry, Mary Poppins.
Yeah, it sets the scene in a better way. But I do like the ferry boat on the way in. I'll do the monorail. Like if I have to get over there quickly, that's how I do it. But I've been all about that walking trail right now since they've
I haven't even done that yet. I forgot. Yeah, that would be cool.
Yeah.
It is a solid way if you're trying to get your steps in to get from the Magic Kingdom parking lot, roughly in any area, to the entrance of Magic Kingdom. It's about 1.8 miles. So it's a nice way to get those steps in, get your calories in. So I wouldn't recommend it at the end of the day. You're exhausted. It's tiring, but especially
you got
first
that
thing in
chafe
the morning,
going on.
It's nice too. Yeah, you got to get there. You got to do it pre-chafe because we all know how open I am about chafe. Yeah,
there's ways to prevent that, gentlemen.
I have a stick. I have a stick. The body glide. You rub it on rub it on these guys.
It's when your thighs are big enough and slapping against each other. There's nothing. There's nothing I can do about it. I've tried every trick.
The soothing sounds of Craig's slapping thighs.
I appreciate every single time someone tells me how to not fog up my glasses while wearing a mask and how to not chafe. Nothing ever works. I think
darn it.
I think it's just my role in life is to be miserable with some of these things, but I try to find the positives outside of it. So that's our mornings. Let's navigate.
Okay, let me ask. Okay, wait. Before we go to specific sections, I'm just curious. How many parks is everybody doing? All 4 parks? Because I am not.
Absolutely not.
I'm not.
Okay. All right, that's interesting. I'm just curious about that. Sorry, Craig. Go on.
No, where are we eating lunch though? Where's our perfect idea for a lunch?
Oh,
so. I love what my family always asks to do when we start in the morning at Magic Kingdom. We like to have lunch at Liberty Tree Tavern.
Mm-hmm.
So
that's good
because we like to do our bigger eating out during the middle of the day instead of ending the day with it. Because when we're so hot, we don't even want to eat anything.
Yeah.
So, but when we start an early morning and we're go until at least noon-ish, we're ready for a sit-down, nice lunch, and we have lunch, and then, and it's just a fun, we always love it there because Thanksgiving is a really cherished time of the year for my family. And So we love to go no matter what time of the year it is, and you can have
Mhm.
Thanksgiving, and it's just so cool. So yeah, that's what
Oh,
we do.
That's a good choice.
Yeah. You give the
Love it.
kids the wine and turkey, get them to fall asleep, and then you can have a
Yeah.
perfect day on your own.
Push
Yes.
those limp bodies in the stroller.
Yep. Done. Hey, that's a plan.
Please do not give your children wine. That was just a joke. I
They're-
feel like
The
Remember,
youngest
it's
one is-
beer and whiskey while they're teething. No wine. Maybe don't do that either. I don't know.
Youngest one is almost old enough to order her own wine.
how they grow up fast. I think we all know that. We've all grown up at one point in time. Some of
Yeah.
us have.
I don't know what gives
Clearly,
with that.
you can
Although
see
I
have
turned
not.
5. The minute I walk into Magic Kingdom, I turn 5, though. It's
Well,
so. Yeah.
No wine for you then. Rhino, where's your lunch?
I think I am going over to Animal Kingdom next. So I know. Yeah, I know. I think that my perfect day involves I just dinosaur is one of my favorite attractions. So I don't think my perfect day, if I'm saying like, okay, this is my be all end all perfect day, then I gotta go on dinosaur because I love dinosaurs so much. So I go over there. I think I'm gonna do Satuli Canteen for lunch. Keep it because I still am very fond of that quick service and the build your own like bowls and everything like that, because I feel like you get a good amount and it still feels like semi healthy and light. And it'll leave it open for mid-afternoon snack because I have a very specific snack in mind too. And so I'd say that I am going to go, when I get to Animal Kingdom, I'm going to go and get that Satuli Canteen. Then I'm going to go to Ride Dinosaur. And then I'm going to go back over into that area and we're going to have a tempting tigress while we sit and relax outside on the patio of Nomad Lounge.
That's
Nice.
That's some solid choices right there in the middle.
Yeah.
But I would, as we all know, I'm not going to Animal Kingdom. There's no reason to go to Animal Kingdom.
I just gave you 3 reasons.
We're not going to Animal Kingdom. We're not going in there. Kevin, what's your lunch plans?
So I have never eaten at any of the restaurants in Disney World. Yes, I know.
We need to fix that.
I've only done I need to learn. I have so much to learn. I've only done like those quick stop things where you can get a turkey leg.
Yeah.
Because when I'm at the park, it's like go, 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 go. There's no time to sit and eat. I have to get on the next ride.
Yeah.
So turkey
sound like
leg
Craig.
and let's skedaddle.
Wow. I'm shocked. I mean, at least we finally have someone who's saying something positive about turkey legs, because
I love turkey legs.
yeah, I think I've shared small horror stories before, but at Universal, I worked at Harry Potter and the Forbidden Journey for years, and then Dragon Challenge, and there is nothing more disgusting than the smell of like rotting turkey legs in the garbage in the middle of Florida summer heat. And when that line would get up to like 2-3 hours, it was hard to try to get to the trash cans that were like in the middle portion of the queue. And so it would be overflowing and stacked up, and it just, the smell. And I'm not even getting into the fact that what happens when someone was eating a turkey leg in 100-degree heat and drinking beer while doing so, and then going on a moving motion simulator that basically jostles you around in the most unnatural ways. That staircase is that you have to leave after you're leaving Forbidden Journey. It has been desecrated so many times with turkey legs. So, you can keep your turkey legs from now and
Do you know
forever.
that turkey legs were at one time, I don't know if they still are, but in the last couple of years, are actually the food item at Walt Disney World that contains the most calories.
Really?
It's like 2,000 calories for one turkey leg or something like that. Not that should diminish anybody's enjoyment, because we all know at Disney calories don't really count. You just eat whatever you want. But it was part of a quiz that we used to have when I was working there. But
now it would be if you get the largest size drink at any of the Starbucks that has the most
the child size drink
and stuff thrown in it. Yeah, I
It's
think
roughly the size of a liquefied child.
listen, you can easily go to any Starbucks and get like a 3,000 calorie drink with very little effort. So
Oh yeah.
I think it's overtaken that. But my lunch, I'm already leaving Magic Kingdom at this portion. I'm going to Hollywood Studios. And as I've already said, I've got to get over onto Rise of the Resistance. And I'm going to have my lunch at an actual sit down restaurant. And I'm going Hollywood Brown Derby because, like Jackie, I want to get that meal out of the way. But Hollywood Brown Derby, I'm not doing anything heavy. I'm just getting a nice grapefruit cake martini because once it's afternoon, I'm ready to start drinking at Disney, and I'm gonna have just the nice Cobb salad, a classic. It's light, flavorful. It's a perfect lunch. So that way, I'm getting those. I'm getting that energy built back up, so I can tackle Rise of the Resistance, probably Tower of Terror at some point after that too, because I have to hit that if I'm at Hollywood Studios. Maybe even a Star Tours thrown in. I know that seems like a wild idea because Star Tours is Star Tours, but I don't know. There's part of me that still loves it. Sometimes I get on Star Tours and hope that randomly C-3PO won't be sitting there and it'll be Captain Rex, and I'll see the flicker of old 35 millimeter film pop up. Like it's just going to be classic Star Tours, but
Maybe after your second grapefruit martini, you'll see that.
I think I need at least 3 or 4 grapefruit cake martinis before it gets to that point. But yeah, I throw that in, and then of course a Muppet Vision 3D too. It's going to take up a lot of my day is hitting the Hollywood Studios attractions. But let's be real. Besides Magic Kingdom, they're the best attractions in my book.
They're good ones.
Well, Kevin, you didn't say, are you staying at Magic Kingdom or are you switching a park at lunch? You're still at Magic Kingdom. No. Okay.
Are you at Magic Kingdom?
Do you even
day?
leave Magic Kingdom?
One.
Okay. Oh, committed.
Coming in with all the hot takes today.
I don't love to park hop either, to be honest with you. It kind of puts you immediately calls attention to how tired you actually are. And you're like, no, I'm not supposed to be aware of this until the end of the day. So like it's you gotta be prepared to get that second wind going. And I'm just sometimes I'm like,
Okay, Kevin, since you're staying at Magic Kingdom all day, what attractions would you not do at Magic Kingdom? Or is everything wide open?
Small World.
Small World. He answered that so quick.
You are a man of my heart right now.
I can't. It moves so slow.
And
everyone loves it. My husband loves that ride. He will sit on it round and round. And I'm just like, no.
And right now it's it's averaging anywhere between like 30 and 60 minutes constantly. And I cannot wait that long to then sit on a boat for 20 minutes where I just want to get off. And then there's always delays and other little stuff. Small World tested my patience too many times over the past year that my magic's gone for it.
That's so funny. That is just so funny, you guys. Oh my gosh.
What else is on your skip list? There's got to be something.
I know he doesn't do Carousel of Progress, I bet.
Oh. Been on that once. Not really riding that.
No. Never again? No. Well, it's not for everyone. I like it. I like it for what it is. It's a good way to cool down for 20 minutes. And
it's always amazing to me how many people you'll hear snoring when you go on it almost immediately. It's like after the first scene, it knocks people out, and I always think it's hilarious.
Yeah, it's it's almost worse than Hall of Presidents. And I don't know if it's because of the gentle movement every couple minutes that's also like, the people who fall asleep on car rides so easily. I don't know if that's what that also is the same thing for Carousel of Progress, but it's
the
like
vacuum cleaner babies. That it's like the people. Sorry, that sounds really weird.
It does.
My mom. That's what my mom calls them. She says that there are kids that when you run the vacuum cleaner, it lulls the kids to sleep. Which is weird because you're like, it does the exact opposite for dogs. But like there are kids that respond to that sound, that level of sound and the hum of the vacuum that will they've said that run the vacuum if you can't get the kid to fall asleep, and it's that consistent sound or whatever. And that's where I'm like, I like to harmonize with the vacuum myself, so I don't think I was a vacuum baby. I do the. Yes, I do it with the.
That's
I have a
hilarious.
bad habit of doing it. We have a new ceiling fan in the bathroom downstairs, and I find myself getting out of the shower being like, and I'm like, what am I doing?
Yeah. It's funny. As soon as we started making that noise, my dog Elvis,
Did he come in?
he's looking up at the ground at me and wagging his tail. So he's like, I'm gonna start barking at you if you keep making that vacuum noise.
That's hilarious.
Okay, so Jackie, is there any? You mentioned Liberty Tree Tavern. What are you doing afternoon going into dinner time? Anything in particular?
Yeah. So usually we meander around the other parts of the park in the afternoon part. So after lunch, we would head.
Wait, Jackie, I'm sorry.
to-
Are you still at Magic Kingdom?
Yeah. Yep. still
Okay,
at Magic
okay, sorry.
Kingdom. So back in the early
You and
days,
Kevin, I
we
get it.
used to park. Yeah, we used to park hop. So like it was we used to park hop. We used to try to do at least 2 parks. But then as years went on, we started to like to stay at the same park a lot better than we liked the park hopping, because we didn't used to rent a car. And so all of the hullabaloo of transportation and we'd wait for the bus, and we'd get on the bus or get on whichever mode of transportation. And then, like you were saying, you realize how tired you are. And then it was like, oh, well, gosh, should we just go back to the room now and have a nap? So a perfect day would be staying at Magic Kingdom. And, we'd kind of meander over to Tomorrowland and do some of those attractions and Storybook Circus. And, then we'd go over to the other side of the park and hit Adventureland and Frontierland and just sort of, go on as many rides as we could. So, usually hit a parade in the afternoon when we're crossing back and forth. And there's everything that I love is in Magic Kingdom. It's, it's just right there. And then, you see that parade in the afternoon, and then that's kind of a little break. Sometimes we'd grab a snack from the bakery or an ice cream cone, Mickey bar, something, and just sort of, so
Yeah.
where's
the dinner
ideal.
at though?
Dinner. So on my perfect day, I think dinner would have to be, usually Casey's.
Okay. Okay.
Usually
bad.
Casey's.
They getting the nuggets?
Yeah. Yes.
No footlong for Jackie?
And mustard. No footlong. Nope. Has to be the nuggets.
Fair enough. Fair
Those
enough.
are the best things. Yeah. And
I-
mustard. No, not as cheese drama.
Oh, you know how I feel
Yeah,
about that
I
if
agree
you
with
watched
you on
my
that.
review. It's corn dogs. First case, you use mustard. Second,
Always
it's
mustard.
acceptable for nuggets, not necessarily for a corn dog, but then you can do ketchup. And after that, no cheese. No.
No cheese.
A foot long,
Mm-mm.
a foot long you can put cheese on, but you cannot put it on corn dog nuggets. It's too much. It's too much.
It's too much. Because corn dog nuggets is a lot anyways, just because it's the whole, it's a lot. It's a rich, the fried thing, and it's a lot. And you don't need cheese.
No.
Mustard is just the perfect. Oh.
It is. It's the best condiment.
Come on,
Number one rated
Casey's, open
condiment in
back
the world.
up.
Kevin,
Yeah.
since you only eat that turkey leg and you don't stop for food,
Yes.
please tell me you're not eating 2 turkey legs in one day.
Oh no, one is enough. One is definitely enough.
For the full day, that's all your nourishment is 1 turkey leg?
Well, it depends. So then if I leave the park, I'm probably going to go to Disney Springs and have dinner there.
Okay.
But I eat like a child, so I'm like a chicken finger and French fry person.
So we talking
I'll
like
go to,
chicken
We got a
guy?
Steve Porter.
Or
Uh-huh.
what's your go-to place to get it? Would it be like Chicken Guy or something else? T-Rex.
Sure, I've never been there.
Oh.
I go to T-Rex. I've been there. I love that.
I'm not
Like
gonna
a
lie.
child.
I do have a soft spot for T-Rex in my heart too, because I am all
It's
about
so
dinosaurs and thing. It like in my older years now, I'm starting to get like too loud, but like I still am like I would take that a million, more like 65 billion times over Rainforest Cafe.
Nice.
Yeah, T-Rex is pretty cool.
Yeah, I like it there.
Yeah, it's a good spot. It's a Rhino. What's your dinner? What's your dinner?
Okay, so we're finishing up our Tempting Tigresses at Animal Kingdom, and now we are gonna scoot over and finish our day at Disney's Hollywood Studios. No need to even talk or look at Epcot, and we are gonna we're going in, and the first thing we're doing is, because we're gonna eat a lot in this park, is we are gonna go get our Ronto wraps right away. Boom, Ronto wrap. There's no day that is complete without a Ronto wrap at Disney's Hollywood Studios. The perfect day actually ends with me taking one home with me as well in a to-go box. But so we're getting that, and I'm assuming at this point we're riding Rise of the Resistance. I'm emotional, so it takes a few minutes to get me to calm back down. And then I'm thinking we are going to Baseline Tap House to just have a little bit of a wind down. We're having they've rotated the beer. Who knows? Maybe there's a new beer over there. But we've got ourselves our charcuterie board. Our little charcuterie board. We've got ourselves a 22-ounce beer, and we're just sitting and we're just chatting. We're just chatting, probably about our love for Disney and how much we love it. But yet we haven't really done much today. Those are my favorite things. But I love that atmosphere of Baseline Tap House, and I love to just I love where it's positioned, because I love that intersection of where it's like going into Galaxy's Edge, but it's like it's a great people watching spot. But I also just kind of love seeing people in that mood. I very seldomly ever see anybody that's having a really bad day over there. So it's kind of cool to see everybody just kind of laughing and having fun. And it's a lot different than any other, like when you go at Epcot to like Rose and Crown, I feel like the people that are drinking there are very aggressive sometimes, and it can get aggressive and it's crowded and there's a lot of things, but Baseline keeps it all really organized and spacious, and it doesn't have that same kind of aggressively drinking feeling to it. You know, it seems a little more casual, a little more flowing. I'm not saying that people aren't drunk there, but like I'm just saying they seem a little more civilized there. But so I am going there. And I'm probably hungry again, because this is all I do is eat and drink. And I think that I am going to Docking Bay 7, and I'm going to get my the Felucian Garden spread, which is those meatless balls with the hummus and the naan bread, because I just love that so much. I know it's a lot of Star Wars food, but
yeah,
photographs too. Taking pictures everywhere.
I'm just concerned because you're now saying that, I mean, I guess if you add breakfast in, then that's 3 meals, but you are essentially
I didn't eat breakfast.
I know, that's why I'm saying, like, you're basically just starting later in the day. Say your breakfast was actually Satuli Canteen for lunch. Mm-hmm. And
yeah, because it's like we're having that at like noon. We are having our Ronto wrap around like 3. The charcut comes out around 5, and then the Felucian spreads around 7.
I'm going to ask
every 2 hours. I'm every 2 hours.
You cannot shorten charcuterie ever again, please.
I know, that was funny.
I really do not want that happening on here. This is a family show.
Almost shorted it even further, and I'm like, if you short it even further, it sounds like you do it yourself.
I'm going to already say it, and let's say do a quick Google search if you're confused about that one, but we've all probably done it at least once in our lives. So we can move on from this potty talk. Most definitely.
I tell you, I had lunch with my friend the other day, and he so confidently was like, there was kombucha behind the girl, and he's like, oh, what booch do you have in there? And I was like, what did you just say? Like, I was so embarrassed, but he did it so confidently, and the girl was like, do you mean kombucha? Like,
yeah, I mean, I do say booch as well, too, but usually only to Kylie. That's the only time I'm ever shortening it like that, just because, it's a little weird. But my dinner, I'm at Docking Bay 7 as well, too. I recently released a video, dining review from there, and I honestly could get anything. I could get the chicken, I could get the tip-yip salad, I could do
that's good
the pot roast, the rib. It's all good. I just like that I like that with Docking Bay 7 because they give you the real silverware and the cloth napkins. I like that it feels like an elevated meal, even though it is a quick service meal. So,
and right now you can buy your own fork still,
you
so you
can
can even get your own one, and it comes with that cute little pouch and everything, so you can take that with you.
Yeah, and so you have a great souvenir in the mix with that as well too, if you want to, for $10.99, I think, somewhere right around there. So that's definitely where I'm eating. And then as far as the rest of the night goes, I don't honestly care if I do anything else at that point. I think I knocked off all of like
Slinky Dog,
the best. I don't need to do Slinky Dog in my perfect day. I honestly think
left it out of mine.
If by the time at this time in my head, it's
fun.
already nighttime, so I'm enjoying the atmosphere of the park because it is that and Magic Kingdom are just so magical at night. But I am probably gonna, if it's dark outside, I'm gonna leave and I'm just gonna ride the Skyliner around a little bit and enjoy it. I probably grabbed a Ronto wrap like you to go.
That's fun.
Threw it in my car, and then I'm going to ride around on Skyliner. And
I just imagine you not getting the box. You have it in the thing, and you just open your car and throw it in.
Oh yeah,
and then you go to the Skyliner like later.
I do. It's like, well,
I like this later.
Delicious Ronto wrap. Let me just get rid of that and go ride the Skyliner around. But the Skyliner, I am still one of its number one fans. It is just such a relaxing ride, and when it's a little bit of a windy day and you open up the vents on both sides and you have the air just whipping across through, it cools you off. It's got those views, like the views of the parking lot of Hollywood Studios. You can look at all the cars down below.
So majestic. All the rest on the roofs.
Yeah, and you can be like,
I did it
"Ooh."
for the first time last month. It was amazing.
It is. Did you ride all the different routes?
Yes, I did.
Yeah, and I would actually,
good.
I would go from Hollywood Studios and then I would jump on the one that goes to Pop Century and Art of Animation because I love when you come down over the water, and it reminds me of in The Force Awakens, even though I don't love that movie as much anymore. It reminds me of when Poe shows up with all the other X-Wings and they're flying close across the water and it's kicking it up. Like, that's how I feel in the Skyliner. Like, we're coming into that station. We're like showing up for the battle and then ride it back. And I would ride all the way to Epcot. I don't want to go into Epcot in my ideal day, but I would still ride the Skyliner all the way over there.
What's wrong with Epcot?
It's one of those parks that I have a love-hate relationship. And like, I was just there yesterday and I was with the right people and the right friends, and minus my wife not being there, it was a really fun, perfect day. But then, there's other days when I'm there alone and I'm just like, this park is hot. There is nothing that interests me here. And I just want to be
out of
gone.
it.
So it's
I love riding the Skyliner into Epcot. I think that's a fun.
Looking down at Ratatouille, that entire area, it's just it's I love that view coming down in, and I even like going backstage of Epcot as you're gliding past that and getting a bird's eye view of what's happening behind the scenes. It's the Skyliner, and I know it's had a couple of hiccups here and there, but you can't let two small little things ruin how great of an experience it is.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Yep. So, they're transporting a lot of people.
Yep. They are.
I mean,
it's a true people mover. A true people mover.
Yeah. And it's not like the ski lift. It's not like at a lot of these ski places where they, they're seasonal. I mean, this thing is 365 days a year, lots and lots and lots of people every single day.
It makes
unless you have a pandemic.
Right.
So
does it make you nauseous? Oh.
Yeah, I don't know why. If it pauses at all, it like bounces and starts swinging a little bit, and I'm like, oh god, I'm getting sick.
Yeah, I mean
I didn't like it when we stopped above Caribbean Beach because that's the part where it's really high. I feel like that's the highest.
Oh yeah.
And I wasn't too
that's a high point.
That.
Plus, I don't like that resort, so I don't want to be as close to that resort as much as possible.
I don't want to look at it.
I don't. I turn and I look at Riviera and say, I also don't really like this resort. So I guess that's the part I would skip out. I don't like that section. But does anyone else have any end of the night plans thrown in?
I left out in this perfect day, I think we have our lightsabers with us at Galaxy's Edge. So I would, again, like I said, fun photos, but I love like I've said it, I think it's even truer in Disneyland than it is here, but the parks have this like other life that kind of turns on, like you said, at night. And I agree with you, Craig, that Hollywood Studios and Magic Kingdom are the best for that nighttime lighting, because it's like, it almost looks like they're like brand new, different places. And I love taking photos right now and like fun backgrounds and things like that. And one of the things I really like is trying to take pictures of people whenever there's like neon or anything like that around. And so like the lightsabers, I think would add for a lot of like really fun evening time like photos to take around the park and everything like that. They're fun, free keepsakes. I don't know, and I enjoy that like thrill of trying to get it really quick before somebody ruins the photo.
Yeah, no, I know. We love our lightsabers.
Hey, when the park closes, maybe I'm going to have a drink. Maybe I'm having another charcuterie board at Wine Bar George. I don't know. Nah, I don't think so.
I don't. Maybe it's something.
I didn't
from
love
Wine
the charcuterie
Bar
board
George.
there.
Yeah, they're those not meatballs. The macaroni and cheese balls that they had there. Those were good.
They do the burrata, the buffalata cheese there too. Though
there's a lot of good at Wine Bar George. I would throw that in the mix too if I could, but I don't want to deal with Disney Springs. But Kevin, do you have any plans after you're done eating at Disney Springs? Are you going back to Magic Kingdom, or you're done? You're getting back to Tampa?
I'm probably done. I'm going to Tampa. I have an hour drive.
No,
I'm tapped out.
Yeah, let's be real. Probably a little more than an hour.
Your perfect day, you could be going to you could be staying at a resort on that perfect day.
Oh, that's true.
That's true. Yeah, that's true.
Okay.
Yeah,
What
I would
resort?
like to stay at the Grand Floridian.
Bougie.
So I'm very bougie. Yes. I've never been to any of the resorts, so I'm like, let's just do the highest.
Wow.
You're going in full force, yeah.
I have a lot to learn.
Yes.
Well, that's you know what, that Jackie would be right there with you, I'm sure, at Grand Floridian.
Oh my gosh.
I would not.
Yeah. I love.
So beautiful.
Yeah, I love it so much.
I'd be at Fort Wilderness. I think that perfect day ends with me going back to a cabin at Fort Wilderness.
Oh yeah,
I'd
refrigerator
love that too,
full of beer, and
sitting on that patio, maybe outside.
And I'll be like, my Ronto wrap got cold. Let me go light a charcoal fire on the grill and heat it up. And
I like that.
Next thing I know, my Ronto wrap is completely up in flames, and I'm like, well, what happened?
No. That's not the perfect day.
Still eat it
has
anyway.
to be warmed perfectly.
So then I pull out the sofa bed and pull that out and fall asleep on the couch because I can't make my way back to the bedroom. It's the perfect day. The perfect end of the day.
Sounds beautiful.
Yeah. Sad
See,
tears
my
and all.
favorite way to... You are so funny. Oh my gosh. My favorite way to end is by going over to the Contemporary and either having a nightcap at California Grill or up at the Top of the World Lounge, because we're Disney Vacation Club members. So we like to have a cup of coffee and some kind of a dessert just as a nightcap. And when fireworks are going and they pipe in the music from Magic Kingdom, that is sheer perfection to me. Like there's nothing better than that. So I'm all about that. So we'd have to go over there and finish off the night for sure.
Excellent. Does anyone have anything else to throw into their perfect days or last sentiments or sayings? No. Okay. Well, this was fun. This was fun. This was a nice little positive, fun conversation. I'm glad that we had to get it. But with that, then we've got to get back on the rails. Choo choo. Choo choo, master.
Oh, wait. I was just you just reminded me of something. Like, none of us really said, I think we all spoke about our perfect day in terms of what's offering right now, because nobody said fireworks.
Jackie just said she was watching at the top.
Yeah.
Well, Jackie, I didn't listen to you.
You were not paying attention.
Yeah.
I was thinking about this stupid whistle. So, anyway, I'd watch the fireworks too. Whatever.
Yeah, why not? Oh, okay. We're back on the rails now. So that's it for this episode. Of course, I have to mention again, Dreams Unlimited Travel. If you like us, you want to support us, book your vacation through Dreams Unlimited Travel. And then, of course, again, hit the thumbs up on this video, hit that like button, subscribe to the channel. Make sure you also are leaving those comments, questions, video suggestions, future topics for this show in the comment section. And then if you're listening, please make sure you're subscribed wherever you listen, as well as leaving us 5-star ratings and reviews on Apple Podcasts. Leave us nice, fun, funny reviews. I always enjoy those so much. And if you have comments, questions, suggestions, and you're a listener, hey, head on over to YouTube and leave stuff in the comments section. I've seen a couple people admit that they came from where they listen over to YouTube just to leave commentary. So it's the new thing. It's the new cool thing to do. And once again, before we go, I have to say thank you so much to Kevin for filling in on Denny's seat here today. I really, really appreciate it. One more time before you go, can you remind us what your YouTube channel is?
Oh, you can find me on YouTube. I'm under Fellow Kevy. So definitely check me out. We're learning as we go. We have so many things to try. So I'm really excited.
It's going to be a fun ride. So thank you so much to everyone for watching and listening. Hope you enjoyed it. We'll see you real soon again next time when we go off the rails. Take care. Bye-bye.